Sweet. Good morning. Thank you for being in class today. Here's what we're going to do. Here is your NTI DCPS home day one assignment. You are going to have two problems today. Two. One of them you can get nowhere else other than right here, right now. Okay? So everybody, I know you're watching this video, so you're good to go. The second problem you're going to get from Delta Math, and I'll give you more specifics on that in a second. So I want you to have a calculator ready on your cell phone or something, because I'm going to need some participation throughout this thing. And the quicker we participate, the quicker we get out of here, because we're only going to do one problem together. Okay, without further ado, I'm going to turn off my screen. I need to, because my camera is on my Chromebook, and if I write on it, you're just going to be looking at my nose. So there we go. Okay, here we go. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat box. I am watching it closely. All right, you ready, people? I want you to take your paper. It needs to be nice. It needs to be neat. It needs to be clean. And I want you to write this down at the tip top of it. You ready? Here we go. At the top of your paper, we're going to go DCPS at home day number one. And then over here on the left-hand side of your paper, I don't know why I put a 9. We're going to put 12-2-25. Perfect. I normally like to use loose leaf paper, but when I don't know, I just kind of wanted to use a black background today. All right, we're doing 2 questions. Here's the first question. All right, question number 1. We're going to put from, we'll put Google Meet. And this is question number 1. The other one will be Delta Math. Okay, so here we go. One question on the substitution property. All right, we got this. First question we are going to do today is we're going to go negative 3x plus 6y, and that's going to equal negative 12. And then we're going to go y equals 5x minus 2. Okay, there's our problem. There's a problem. There's a problem. All right. When you have it written down, I want you to type a $sign in the chat box so I know you're ready to go. I don't want to go too fast. So while you're doing that, perfect. I just want to make sure going at the right pace. Awesome. Now, you're going to type a $sign in whenever you have it written down. Now, here's the next thing we're going to do. We know that for the substitution method to work, one of our 4 variables, all right. Now, do not circle these things. I'm going to circle these in different colors, and I will tell you why in a second. I want you to do this. One of those 4 variables has to be by itself. I want you to type something in the chat box, but I do not want you to hit enter. I do not want you to hit enter. I just want you to type it in and let it sit there. Let it marinate a little bit. Which of those 4 variables is by itself? And I want you to type in like green X, yellow Y, blue Y, red X. Don't hit enter though. Just type it in. Which one of those 4 variables is by itself? Okay, green X, yellow Y, blue Y, red X. Okay, and then I'm going to do a countdown from 3 to 0. I'm going to say go. And when I say go, I want you to hit enter. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. You guys are rock stars. Absolute rock stars. Yes, it's that blue Y. So everybody, now you can continue to follow along. Now you can circle this. Circle that. That is what Y equals. And so we are going to take this Y out of the problem. So draw an arrow to this, and we're going to put it right there. Now, don't forget, this circle is very important because we're going to come back to it at the end of the problem. So let's write this down, everybody. Here we go. Without further ado, we've got negative 3x plus 6. Now, there used to be a y behind that 6. There's not anymore. because in that place, we are going to, hey, here comes the word, substitute that in its place. And that equals negative 12. Okay. Now, we're going to do a little bit of algebra. And we'll solve this. Now, I am going to make one mistake. So don't blindly copy me down. I am going to make one mistake. And I want to see if anybody in here can catch it. Okay, so don't just blindly follow my lead on this, because I am going to make one mistake. Here we go. We're going to distribute. I'm going to distribute. And we have this. Again, don't just blindly follow my lead. If you don't know how to do this, you may want to wait 1 second. All right. Because I'm going to have to erase something. Okay, there's a mistake in there. Okay. Type the number 8 if you know what the mistake is. Type the number 8 if you know what the mistake is. Type 6-7 if you are willing to unmute yourself and tell the class what the mistake is. Sweet, go for it, Spencer. Hold on, Spencer. All right, unmute yourself. Tell the class what the mistake is.
You didn't multiply the 6 with -2.
So what should that be there instead of -2?
A -12.
Fantastic, Spencer. Thank you. Mr. Lyons, make a note of a gold. Spencer gets a gold star. Awesome. Thank you, Spencer. Okay, here we go.
Gold star, buddy.
Here we go. We're going to put together the like terms because the parentheses are gone. And we're going to go this and this. Don't do anything fancy. You don't make anything its opposite. And just so you know, guys, this problem right here, and you don't have to write this down, but this problem right here and this problem right here are exactly the same. They're exactly the same. So people don't like negatives. We'll just reverse it and make it a subtraction sign. So here we go. We've got this as 27x. And then we're going to drop down our -12. And we're going to drop down that. All right. And I'm going to erase this. All right. Sweet. And here we go. We're going to move this bad boy over here. Now, I want to show you something that is negative. We're going to make it positive. A lot of times when students see this, they freak out and they think that they've done something wrong. They think, oh, no, well, that's 0. There's nothing wrong with that. 0 is a number. 0 is a number just like 1, 2, 3 are numbers. Okay, in the chat box, last time I'm going to ask you to participate probably today. Don't hit enter. I want you to type in one word, just one word on what our last step is, at least on this part of the problem. Okay, don't hit enter. I'm going to give you about 5 seconds. I don't care if you misspell it or abbreviate it. What is our last step to find out what x equals? Everybody type it in, and I want you to hit enter in 3, 2, 1, hit enter. Yes. Divide. Yes. And we are. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do now is, what time we get out of here? What time we get out of here, Mr. Lyons? Do we get out of
good
here?
Question. Let me look it up.
55? Is that right? I don't have, let me see if I've got this.
I got it. I'm putting it up. Maybe. Okay, we got 4 minutes. Okay, sweet. Then I need to stop yapping so much. Here we go. You ready, guys? I'm just in the chat box. Yes or no, are we finished with this problem? You guys are great. Good job, Kai. Good job, Kai. You're one of the first ones to type it in there. Proud of you. We've got to finish this off by taking this up here and putting it back in for x. So let's finish this problem up, and I'll tell you what you have to finish up for today. So y equals 5 times x, which we think is 0 now, minus 2. And so y equals 5 minus 2, y equals 3. So the last thing you've got to do for this problem for me is this. I want you to draw 2 diagonal lines. 2 diagonal lines. I want you to put a dot right there in the center. Draw a little arrow to it, and I want you to put 0, 3, showing me that you know that the answer we just got is where the lines cross. Okay. Last thing I want you to do is I want you to type in the chat box, and once I see everybody's answer, I'm going to tell you how you are going to do that. The only other thing you have to do for the day. I want you to tell me if you could be any animal for 24 hours, what animal would it be? And as you're doing that, I'm going to turn my camera back on, and I'm going to show you how you do your next problem. Everybody type an animal. What animal would you want to be? All right, sweet. We got some answers. Awesome. Come on, type me some answers. Here we go. Ooh, good answer. Good answer. All right. Sweet. I'm about to end class for the day, but here's the important part. Here is how you're going to get your final problem. All right. Here's where it's going to come from. Everybody, you are going to get your last problem right here on Delta Math. Now, let me show you what you have to do. I've got 3 more minutes. Hopefully, I don't take that amount of time. I'm going to make sure you guys have not done this already. I don't think we have. All right, sweet. Nobody has 100. Okay, perfect. Here's where we're going to do. Everybody look at my computer screen. Here is where you're going to find your last assignment. This is what your page looks like. You are going to go to right here, solving linear systems, substitution method. And now listen to me, everybody. You are going to do 1 problem. That is it. This is where your second question comes from. You pull up the first problem you see on the one that's titled solving linear systems. You're going to do 1 problem. That's it. If you write it down, you work it out. If you get it wrong, don't worry about it. I'm going to grade you on your effort. So again, if only want you to do 1 of them, you don't have to do the entire assignment. You just have to do 1 of them. And if you get it wrong, don't worry about it. When you are done, you are going to upload it to this assignment found right here. I would rather you scan it and upload it. I would rather you scan it and upload it with an iPhone, but that's what you're going to do. Okay. So if you understand where you're supposed to get that second assignment, you can put an exclamation point in the chat box. Put an exclamation point in the chat box for me if you understand where you're supposed to get that second problem. Okay, sweet, 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 sweet. Most people understand. And then if you understand, I need you to do 1 of 2 things. You either can tell me and Mr. Lyons bye in the chat box, because we need to still be polite, or you can unmute yourself and say goodbye. But that's all we've got today. Thank you for joining class. I'm going to quit this recording. If you need anything, you could stick around, but that's all I've got. I hope you have a great day.
Y'all have a good day.
Bye.